Welcome to the 22nd Annual Zora Neale Hurston Richard Wright Foundation Legacy Awards. Tonight's event features the awarding of book awards and Lifetime Achievement Awards to stellar members of our literary community. This year, over 240 books were submitted for consideration, and the book finalists you will see tonight were selected from that large submission pool. Tonight, we also recognize the College Award winners in poetry and fiction and our annual crossover awardee in nonfiction. This night takes place while we as a country are under siege with national book bannings and the dismantling of multicultural education programs. Tonight's event affirms the quality and importance of literature by Black creatives. We honor each and every one of you tonight and commend you on your continuation of Black excellence. Please welcome to the stage Ramunda and Derek Young, founding owners of Mahogany Books.
How y'all doing? Welcome to the 22nd Annual Zora Neale Hurston Richard Wright Foundation's Legacy Awards. Yes, let's give it up for that. My name is Ramunda Young, and this is my amazing husband of 21 years, Mr. Derek Young. We're the founders and owners of Mahogany Books, based right here in Washington, D.C. And today we are pleased to introduce the host of tonight's events, which features appearances by Christine Platt, Kyle Dargan, Rian Almacar-Scott, Hurston Wright's co-founder Marita Golden, last year's Madam C.J. Walker awardee Ron Kavanaugh, and so many more. Tonight's event honors Ishmael Reed, Carol Anderson, and Troy Johnson of AALBC.com with Lifetime Achievement Awards. And we announced this year's book award winners in the categories of poetry, fiction, debut fiction, speculative fiction, and nonfiction. But before I let this amazing man speak, I want to do something that's off script, so I hope they don't get me. But I would love for us to wish the amazing niece of Zora Neale Hurston, who's in this room tonight. 21 years of marriage, her and her husband Sydney. So Ms. Hurston, if you are here, would you all please raise your hand so we can see you and salute you for 21 years of marriage. She shared with me that it's her father's birthday, who was the baby brother of Zora Neale Hurston. Today is his birthday. He will be 136 years old. So it's the Hurston Wright Foundation, and we're celebrating the Hurstons. Okay, so again, sit back, relax, and welcome to this year's Legacy Awards. Let's get into it as we introduce tonight's hosts.
Awesome. David Young, a Pittsburgh-based contributing columnist to the Washington Post magazine, writes about the angst, anxieties, and absurdities of American life, specifically culture, class, money, and race. He is the author of What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Blacker, a memoir and essays, which won the 2020 Thurber Prize for American Humor and was a finalist for the 2020 Hurston Wright Legacy Award for Nonfiction. He is the co-founder of the culture blog Very Smart Brothers and was a contributing opinion writer for the New York Times and a columnist for GQ. He has written for The Atlantic, Esquire, New York Mag, The Undefeated, Ebony, and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Young is the creator and a host of a podcast with Crooked Media, Stuck with Damon Young. Panama Jackson is an award-winning writer who writes about race, pop culture, identity, and entertainment. Formerly a senior editor at TheRoot.com, Jackson has written and curated numerous think pieces that have garnered national attention, focusing on topics ranging from mental health in the Black community to the individual experiences of Black people in America. Currently, Jackson is a columnist and a podcaster with thegrio.com and has taught master classes for writers at the Hurston Wright Foundation. Panama Jackson hosts a podcast, Gear Culture, that centers topics that impact the Black community and has featured an assortment of celebrity guests, including Anthony Anderson, Erica Alexander, Patrice Cullors, Tarana Burke, and Boosie Collins. He is the co-founder of the culture blog Very Smart Brothers with Damon Young.
Please help us welcome our hosts for the evening, Damon Young and Panama Jackson. Let's get into it.
We need some more energy in here. How y'all doing? That was too short. You were all way too short. This is Damon and my first time ever doing something like this together, so we're really excited. The opportunity to be up here. Shouts out to the Hurston Wright Foundation for bringing us out here.
I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. This is actually my first time hosting anything. Panama's more to host Guru, which is light-skin privilege.
That's why I have on a tuxedo and he's dressed like he's ready to go out.
You know what I mean? So this is my first time and, ready to get a rocket. Got the Dasani water. Got the can of Dasani. We're really excited to be here. So, we're excited for this evening. It should be a fun, packed evening of Black excellence, Black literary excellence, and that's why we're here. So put your hands together for some Black literary excellence. Yeah, I was asked beforehand, if I was rooting for anybody, if I had any favorites. And it's like, usually you say what Issa Rae said, it's like I root for everybody Black. But everybody's Black. So, I just want everybody to win. Just want us all to get home safe. That's what I want.
I'm still rooting for everybody Black, so it just makes it a little easier on my betting pool at the end of the night.
Okay, so good evening and a warm welcome to the 22nd annual Hurston Wright Legacy Awards. Tonight's award ceremony is dedicated to recognizing the outstanding accomplishments of Black authors across the categories of poetry, general fiction, debut fiction, speculative fiction, and debut fiction. Okay. Additionally, we will shine a light on the deserving recipients of Hurston Wright's annual College and Crossover Awards and honor this year's Distinguished Lifetime Achievement Awardees. We have some amazing people in the audience with us, including our honorees, our community partners, stakeholders, participants in Hurston Wright's inaugural DC Youth Writers Oral History Project, and the DC writers they interviewed for their oral history project they worked on this summer. So actually, at this moment, I would like to ask all of the DC Youth Writers Oral History Project participants to please stand as we give you a round of applause. We are applauding these young people for adding the narratives of DC Black writers to an archive that Hurston Wright Foundation is building regarding the stories of Black writers in DC. So thank you. Okay, I'll do it again.
Listen, we're gonna do a lot of clapping. Let's clap. We're gonna do that.
A lot of call and response. It's gonna be an interactive, award ceremony today.
Hold on, let's try some rock. Hold on. Say, God is good. All the time. Hold on, y'all know how we do this. Come on now. There's so many black people in here to mess this one up. Come on. All right, let's start one more time. God is good. All the time. That's the energy we need all night long. There we go. All right.
Lost my place.
You never lose your place, brother. We always right on time.
The Hurston Wright Foundation would also like to take this time to thank all of you who have participated in our Legacy Awards Celebration Week activities. Special acknowledgments to the Prince George's Arts and Humanities Council, who partnered with Hurston Wright for Sunday's Poets Day Party at the National Harbor, hosted by Hurston Wright Executive Director Khadijah Ali Coleman, who is also the Poet Laureate of Prince George County, Maryland.
Shout out to Khadijah. Come on, let's put a hand together. The reason for the season, as they say. Come on now.
Come up here and sing a song, Khadijah. Actually, we don't need her to do that. Thank you to everyone who came up before. A special thanks to those who joined us for our virtual screening of the Hurston Wright documentary on Monday, and those who came on Tuesday for dinner and readings, I gotta turn this page, by Dee Watkins, Cheryl Boyce Taylor, and Rita Woods, hosted by Christine Platt of Bus Boys and Post and Anacostia.
Shouts out to Southeast DC and Anacostia. I live over here, east of the river. Ward 7 again, shouts out. A special thanks to those who joined Hurston Wright for a virtual reading by Legacy Awards finalists, hosted by Candace Wiley of The Watering Hole. Come on, put your hands together. Like I said, we're gonna do this a lot. There you go. So we have people who've been down with the Hurston Wright Foundation since its start in 1990. What was I doing in 1990? I think I was 11, something like that. Probably wasn't reading as much as I should have been. And some of you sitting here you never heard of this organization. You here because somebody invited you. So, show of hands, how many people are here because somebody invited you? Well, as they say, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, now you know. Regardless of what you heard and what you know about the Hurston Wright Foundation, tonight's going to be an evening to remember. So in your program book, which is this beautiful thing, I had to make sure I got my own specific copy. Hold up. For the cameras. Bam. Had to make sure I got one of those. You can follow along with tonight's show and check out the books by tonight's Legacy finalists by using the QR codes in the program book. You can literally support these writers and get your book fix on from the comfort of your seat. In addition, you can check out the back of the program and notice the writing-related postings from those who have supported tonight's evening by purchasing an ad. So for those who are tech challenged and have no idea what a QR code is, or what I'm talking about, turn to the person next to you and say, neighbor, help, I don't know what a QR code is. And those that do know, go ahead and help your neighbor out. You know how this goes. If for some reason you weren't able to get a commemorative program, you can take a look at the digital program by visiting the Hurston Wright Foundation's website at hurstonwright.org and click on Awards and then Legacy Awards, where the link to the program is featured. So tonight's program is really an evening of Black literary excellence. One time for Black literary excellence. I'm not gonna make y'all keep doing this. Some folks are gonna be clapped out. We want to make sure we got enough claps for everybody through this whole program. So during tonight's program, we'll also take a moment to remember and pay tribute to the literary and entertainment icons who departed in the past year, leaving behind a legacy that will be with us forever. And furthermore, we'll express our gratitude for the invaluable work that Hurston Wright has carried out over the past year, and extend our appreciation to the partners and supporters whose contributions have been instrumental in sustaining our organization. So this year has been marked by a blend of achievements, challenges, and unrest on a global scale. I'm sure anybody who looks at the news of your phone knows exactly what we're talking about. We've seen the emergence of significant new voices, but also observed a concerning surge in book censorship across the country. While the banning of books is not a new phenomenon, the censorship of literature, particularly those that center around the experiences and narratives of Black characters, has notably increased. Texas leads the way in this trend with the highest number of banned books, followed by Pennsylvania, Florida, Oklahoma, and Kansas. I ain't gonna condemn Texas, it's Texas. We got a lot of Black folks in Texas, but get y'all people together. David, has your book been banned?
Not yet. I'm actually disappointed about that.
I'm about to say, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, we could talk later.
Okay, yeah. Listen, I always wonder how people feel books haven't been banned.
They're banned in books in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is second right here, and that actually surprises me a bit. Because every other state's in the South, and then you got, well, no, Kansas is Midwest, but then you got Pennsylvania just sticking out there.
Well, so, I don't want your book to be banned, but I understand how you can wear it as a badge of honor. So
yeah, I mean, you get your book banned, and you get, at the special bookstores, they have like the banned book section.
They do have the banned book section of bookstores. That's what,
I mean,
that's a goal. That's a goal for.
It's not a goal. I'll just say that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Listen, Black people, we have interesting goals, and having the thing that we will use to sustain our living in economics be banned. I love it. So in the face of this assault on intellectual freedom and cultural inclusivity, the Hurston Wright Foundation introduced the hashtag Read Black Books Conference this past summer, led by multi-genre writer B. Sharice Moore, one of Hurston Wright's 2023 Writers in Residence. She created a database of children's books and young adult books by Black authors with corresponding curriculum activities that she developed and debuted this database during the inaugural hashtag Read Black Books Conference, and now available on the hurstonwright.org website. B. Sharice did all this while 9 months pregnant and gave birth to her daughter, Journey, a week after leading her workshop in the conference. Good Lord. She isn't with us tonight. She's just not here, y'all. But let's give it up for B. Sharice Moore. Put your hands together.
Probably could have workshop that line because she isn't with us tonight. Yeah, such a terrible connotation. Oh my God.
Just not present.
Yeah, she's just literally not here. That's all. She's with us on Earth. So this year's second 2023 Hurston Wright Writer-in-Residence, Oakland-based award-winning slam poet Amani Cezanne is with us tonight. Give a hand to Amani. Come on. So this year, Imani taught a poetry workshop during Writers Weekend and gave a reading during Hurston Wright's inaugural Versus Us. Oh, I like that. It's punny. Okay, Versus Us reading series. Hurston Wright presented in partnership with the University of San Francisco this past April. Amani Cezanne is a two-time Pushcart nominee who spent her time reading and teaching writing and performance to youth and adult writers within various schools, universities, and literary organizations. In March of 2020, she became Woman of the World Poetry Slam champion for the second time, and in July of the same year, she was named a finalist for the Ruth Lilly and Dorothy Sargent Rosenberg Fellowship. Amani has work published in Poetry, Nimrod, and Palette, among others. She too gave birth this year. Shout out to babies. Shout out to babies, yeah. Mommies, babies, yeah. So she gave birth this year with her first child this spring, prior to the start of her residency with Hurston Wright in June. She will now present a poem in the spirit of Zora Neale Hurston to honor our voices and efforts to push back against national book banning. Welcome to the stage, Amani Cezanne.
I have four myself.
All the babies. Black women bear the sweetest fruit. And still, Dr. Head been mean since mean been mean. But as black folk, we don't get to grow old without hardening into a callus. And every hand in my soil is black. Every hand in my family is black as soil, so I get it. But can't nobody say she didn't know the land, and I didn't even know black psychology was something to know. But there I was,
first day of undergrad, staring at my first black teacher since my mama, when Dr. Head says to always, always, always capitalize the B in black. Says be specific, says ain't a more proper noun. Says we never meant black like the color, we meant black like loud, like proud, like skin of bronze, hair of wool, got the nerve to die and come back black, like a church pew of first ladies on Resurrection Sunday. And they say black magic's the devil's doing, but capital black magic spun the earth like a good record. And I swear you can hear the stars hum when the sky's black is just the right pitch. Now, a bowl of black beans will stretch across a family, but a bowl of capital black beans will feed a family till it's full, then send it home with a to-go plate, right? We didn't mean black like a funeral, we meant black like a homegoing, like a coffin dance atop your favorite auntie while a saxophone holds your good shoes black. We meant black like Sunday dinner. Like last Sunday at Granddaddy's house, Pop had called Kettle black, and Kettle was like, "You right." And they laughed a capital B ass laugh because they know that black is everyone's favorite metal to mine. And they've been digging in our business since before Jet Beauty's been black. But I'll tell you, you can find you a drill long as the Mississippi and you still ain't gonna find you no oil as black as folks from any MLK Boulevard, because we never meant black like the color, right? We meant black like the meanest woman, black, like the sweetest fruit. Thank you.
Okay, Hurston Wright's community resources include in-person workshops and classes that have been a signature offering for almost 30 years. Workshops and courses are taught by award-winning authors and serve emerging and mid-career adult writers. More than 3,000 black writers have engaged in Hurston Wright workshops, classes, and craft talks over the years, increasing diversity in the cultural community as they have gone on to create books and careers as professors, local cultural workers, and national thought leaders. Tonight is a celebration of black writers, and so much more. It's a celebration of recognizing the ways in which we, as black writers, have continued to persist and triumph in a world that is still in need of our very necessary voices. Our first award announcement is the Hurston Wright Foundation's Award for College Writers. For the past 5 years, Amistad, a division of HarperCollins Publishers, has sponsored the award, which pays for tuition in one of Hurston Wright Foundation's summer intensive workshops and awards the winner a cash prize of $1,000. Winners of this award have gone on to become innovative writers, educators, and leaders within our society as they share their writing with the world. To introduce the 2023 awardees for the Hurston Wright Award for College Writers in Poetry and Fiction, please put your hands together for Abby West and NAACP award-winning poet Truth Thomas, who served as one of the judges of the award.
Hello, I think it'll be just me tonight. Okay. Thank you, Damon. Thank you, everyone. It is my extreme honor to be here today to present the 2 Hurston Wright Awards for college writers to Micshaya Tolliver and DeAndre Holmes. Before they come to the stage to receive their awards, let's share a bit about who they are and their award-winning work. DeAndre Holmes is the recipient of the award in fiction that was judged by South African writer Sifiso Mzope, a Legacy Award finalist last year. Sifiso's called DeAndre's submission titled "My Name is Zamora," unapologetic and unsentimental, yet emotionally powerful. Through the unique perspective of Zamora Hernandez, a biracial albino teenager, this writer has produced an observant, incisive story. Reading in parts like an elegy for a beloved family matriarch, and in parts like a medley of stoic teenage angst, the story burrows into the reader's mind and stays there, probably for good. Detailed characterization is achieved through authentic, energetic, expressive yet minimal prose. The writer inhabits the main character fully, and that reveals a deep understanding of the human condition. My Name is Zamora by DeAndre Holmes is a brilliant piece of literature and a worthy winner of the Hurston Wright Foundation's College Award. A native of Philadelphia, DeAndre received a bachelor's degree from Temple University and an MFA from Columbia College, Chicago. He's an aspiring author, penning his first book of short stories titled Daddy, Do You Love Me? And a novella titled Trophy Boy. Let's give it up for DeAndre Holmes. Mishaya is the recipient of the 2022 Hurston Wright College Award in Poetry. Mishaya Tober, based in Virginia, serves on the Charlottesville Tree Commission and is a 2022-23 Lead to Life Curatorial Fellow and New City Arts 2023 Spring Artist in Residence. She's currently an MFA candidate in creative writing at the University of Virginia. In their free time, Mishaya is elsewhere, where Eddie Escalade Jr. calls the physical or metaphorical place that affords the space to breathe. We had the privilege of judging, True Thomas had the privilege of judging her submission for the Hurston Wright College Award for Poetry and found that she's more than a poet and that she's imbued with the seed of promise. Her work is evidence of talent already towering, a young tree unafraid of the wind. There are multi-layers of depth in the terra firma of her verses that pull readers in, and as all great writers do. Indeed, with magnetic originality, she stirs us. She makes us see the exquisite connections between the human experience and the expansive celestial city that we call home. Please put your hands together as we welcome DeAndre Holmes and Mishaya Tober to the stage as our 2023 recipients of the Hurston Wright College Award in Fiction and Poetry.
Come on now, let's give another round of applause. You know, thank you, Abby, and congratulations to Keisha and DeAndre. I had a hand in poetry for a while. I wasn't very good at it, I'll be honest with you. I was inspired by Love Jones, as many of my generation were. My poetry had one purpose and one purpose only, and it was all bad. So I applaud those who actually write award-winning poetry, because that is not me.
Yeah, we came at the same time, and I also was inspired by Darius Love. You know what I mean? And I wrote really terrible, really horny poetry for about 3 or 4 years. I actually got my start writing poetry through plagiarism, right? Because shouts out to plagiarism. Yeah, because I was trying to press the scroll, right? And so what I did was I went to the original hip hop lyric archive, and I found like a really obscure rap lyric. It was Wu-Tang though, it wasn't obscure, it was like Method Man. And I cut and paste a stanza or a verse from it, and I sent it to her. And it did not have the desired result. But, you know, that's my confession for today, is that I got my start through writing, through plagiarism, because I was trying to, impress a girl.
I think there's two things that we can take from what we just said up here. One, Love Jones inspired way too many of us to try our hand at poetry, and thank God this was a 2-week phenomenon for most of us. And also, Damon plagiarized Method Man to try to get dates in the 90s. This is not go where I thought it was going. So let's just move on. Let's just move on. All right. But shout DeAndre for actually award-winning poetry. That's So next, we present the winner for the Hurston Wright Crossover Award. One time for Christine Platt, y'all. There we go. Come on, let's do it. There we go.
Raina Kelly, but I'm gonna be Raina Kelly right now. The Hurston Wright Crossover Award, sponsored by ESPN's Anscape, recognizes emerging voices in literary nonfiction known for their thought-provoking and original work. Drawing inspiration from the popular basketball move, crossover, this award seeks to spotlight unconventional winners who possess the ability to seamlessly transition between various writing styles and techniques. The name also alludes to the potential of the award recipient to move from relative obscurity to a position in the literary spotlight. This award celebrates a writer who brings a distinct perspective to the world of literary nonfiction and whose writing aligns with Anscape's motto of being not conventional, never boring. Congratulations to our 2023 Hurston Wright Crossover Award winner, Agnes Redville. Of this year's Crossover Award, she received $2,000 and the opportunity to attend a Hurston Wright workshop this past summer with memoirist Prince Shakur at Howard University. Prince Shakur was our 2021 Crossover awardee who released his memoir last fall. The judge of the 2023 Crossover Award was writer Jamila Lamoon. She had this to say about Agnes' work. Okay. The Virgin Well is an achievement. Agnes Redville weaves a moving tale about a young woman in the Caribbean who is haunted by the violence of the past and her own traumas. The storytelling is rich, vivid, and inspired. Redville is a master of language and takes the reader on an emotional journey. She has a very promising future. And I would say please welcome to the stage, because that's what it has in the script, but she is here. And so please welcome Agnes Redville, and let's clap for her as she accepts her award.
Winning awards, doing the thing.
Yes.
So inspirational. Nothing to say?
I too am inspired. Was the name of my first poem that didn't go too well, by the way, so I'm keeping it.
Next to the stage, please welcome the Hurston Wright Foundation's Executive Director, Khadija Ali Coleman, and she presents the Elin Harrison Impact Award.
So thank you to everyone over there who saved me as I just fell on my ass. So here's the thing. I have this long dress, purposely not short, because I usually fall, but I did not want to moon everybody. But however, it is too long because I could not see in the dark as I raced to the stage to find out where Raina Kelly was. And I would like to say that she alerted us that she had a family emergency and it was not communicated accurately, so we apologize for that. But thank you so much. Let's give it up for Christine Platt for saving the day. So I would like to say that it is just such an honor to have all of you here tonight. I am just so happy that we were able to hold our first return to in-person after 3 years of COVID virtual Legacy Awards to be here at the historic Lincoln Theater. Let's give it up for the Lincoln Theater. So introduce the awardees of this next award. And last year, I introduced the Elin Harris Impact Award last year to present to 2 community members who have helped uplift the mission of the Hurston Wright Foundation. The inaugural awardees were longtime Hurston Wright board members Deborah Hurd and Audrey Hipkins. Let's give it up for them. The award is named for Hurston Wright inaugural board member and award-winning author Elin Harris, who conceived the idea of the Legacy Awards in 2001. Our wonderful co-founder of the Hurston Wright Foundation, Marita Golden. Let's give it up for Marita. Where's Marita? I hope you see Marita. I can't see from the stage. But Marita Golden has the best stories, and her story regarding Elin Harris pitching the idea of the Legacy Awards and how it really was this decision not only to raise funds for the organization, but to bring together a party of Black literary excellence under the same roof, and to know that that idea has been sustained over the years was tremendous. And so it was no other person better to name this award for Community Impact, or Impact Award, after Elin Harris. This year's awardees were selected for the multiple ways they have engaged with the Hurston Wright Foundation in a way that has optimized our programming, amplified our mission, and showed up with grace and compassion in each interaction. The first awardee served as our research and evaluation manager from 2021 to 2022, and during her work with us, she engaged in a year-long research study to help us build our case for support and measure our success over the years. This research has helped us craft messages to help deepen public support for Black literary organizations, strengthen the case for funding our work. And her work as a research and evaluation manager ended last year, but she came back this year to work with the youth in our inaugural DC Youth Writers Oral History Project, teaching the young people how to conduct interviews, capture oral narratives, and code and process their data. It is my pleasure to award the 2023 Elin Harris Impact Award to Dr. Kim Williams-Pulfer. Please put your hands together and welcome her to the stage. All the way from Indianapolis. I did my fellowship remotely, so it's always a pleasure to be here in Washington, D.C. Just want to let you know I love the Hurston Wright Foundation. You do important work. I celebrate all Black writers and Black authors and all the amazing work that you do. I also want to say a shout out to the amazing team of Hurston Wright who continues to do this powerful and important work, especially in this context of planning. So thank you so much. All right. So our second recipient of the Elin Harris Impact Award goes to someone who has a long-standing history with the Hurston Wright Foundation. His early relationship with the organization began as a youth writing instructor in the early 2000s to now, where he has served as both faculty for Hurston Wright Foundation's Virtual Institute and program associate this past summer during all of our in-person programming. An award-winning poet, Derek Weston Brown, teaches with us. He's also teaching faculty at Duke Ellington School of the Performing Arts and Prince George's Community College, and we honor him today for his consistent dedication to the literary arts and his outstanding practice as both an arts practitioner and master teacher of the arts. Let's give it up for Derek Weston Brown. Hurston Wright Foundation's 2023 Elin Harris Impact Award.
I don't have much to say. I just want to say this gathering, all the writers, all the people, the readers, the educators. When I moved up here in 2001 from North Carolina, a really great writer told me that DC is the place to become a writer because this is the best place for a community if you are a Black writer. And I just want to say that this is what community looks like. This moment, right now, with all of us gathered together. And it's a really wonderful thing, and it's a very humbling thing. Thank you to Marita Golden. Thank you to y'all, the community. And thank you so much, Hurston Wright. Peace.
So let's give it up again for our Hurston Wright Foundation. Elin Harris and Capital winner. So as we move forward this evening, I do want to give thanks to all of the people who have worked with the Hurston Wright Foundation. At this time, I would like to ask kindly for you to stand if you have worked with the Hurston Wright Foundation this year as a virtual workshop instructor, a summer faculty, or a volunteer. And let's give it up for them. I would also like for my small full-time team of Molly Rufus, our Hurston Wright Foundation's Programs and Events Coordinator, and DeAndrea Johnson, Hurston Wright Foundation's Writing Programs Manager, to stand as we give them a hand as well. I'd like to thank the Hurston Wright Foundation support team, including our HR and Finance Director, Milana Steele, our Social Media Coordinator, Enoch Stevenson, and all of those who have contracted with us this year and where are we now? The evening. Now finally, let's give it up for our board members. I ask the Hurston Wright Foundation board members, chair, and members to please stand at this time, and let's give them a round of applause. And so now I ask Board of Directors Chair Cynthia Landrum to come to the stage now to preface the awarding of Hurston Wright Foundation's Merit Awardees.
Hi everyone, thank you Khadijah, thank you everyone for being here. It is great to bear witness to all of the extraordinary literary talent that's connected to Hurston Wright. And I say that as someone who was a fan from afar, like way afar, and many, many years as a librarian. But in my role as the interim director or chair of Hurston Wright, I do want to take the time to acknowledge the accomplishments of the organization, which are many. And our executive director, Khadijah Ali Coleman, whose leadership allows the foundation to continue to grow and thrive. And she has been in this role since 2001, and thankfully to the people in the box seats, she will continue and not fall again. We have come a long way in terms of the foundation's capacity and our presence in the literary community. The foundation is a home, and I double underline that, highlight that, and italicize that for Black writers, providing services, support, and opportunities that range from hiring them as instructors and engaging them in intensive writing workshops and courses. This year, we continued our Hurston Wright Virtual Writing and Professional Institute, an online offering of evening and master talks from award-winning professional writers in the areas of journalism, creative writing, publishing, academia, and poetry. This past summer, we presented 10 selective in-person and virtual writing workshops during the Hurston Wright Signature Writers Week summer writing workshops that took place at Howard University and online. Some of Hurston Wright Foundation's teaching faculty this summer included award-winning writers like Nisi Shaw, Destiny Birdsong, who was also the inaugural Hurston Wright Writer-in-Residence last year, Zora Hurston's niece, Miss Lucy Hurston, and legacy finalists Amina Gutierrez and Prince Shakur, among a cadre of amazing writers. Thanks to our partnership with institutions like Howard, along with the generous support of Hachette Book Group, the Amazon Literary Partnership, the National Endowment for the Arts, the Humanities DC, and the DC Commission for the Arts and Humanities, we were able to accept over 80 participants in our workshops this summer. Support not one, but two writers in residence, continue our writing and professional development virtual institute, and introduce the DC Youth Writers Oral History Project. Between Hurston Wright's courses, workshops, panels, and reading, the conference that was mentioned earlier, Read Black Books, and the Black Writers Studio podcast, which you should check out, we have engaged over 2,000 members within our literary community in less than 1 year. Lastly, we would like to thank Darlene Taylor, Dana Williams, and Audrey Hipkins for their leadership in coordinating the publication of the book, How We Do It, Black Writers on Craft, Practice, and Skill, edited by Jericho Brown, and released this past summer by Comstock. The book is presented by the Hurston Wright Foundation and features diverse voices such as Nikki Giovanni, Daniel Black, Barry Jenkins, Jacqueline Woodson, Chiari Jones, and many, many more writers who are reflecting on their experience and expertise in a unique book on the craft of writing that focuses on the Black creative spirit. But none of these activities or programs could happen without the support of our engaged community of stakeholders. So we would like to thank you. Give yourself a hand. And at this time, I would like to ask you to look at your program book, and you already have practice because Panama and Damon already told you about this QR code, so you really should be practicing. And I'd like to ask that you would consider making a donation at this time to the Hurston Wright Foundation. Now, my script says in the amount of $25 or more dollars, but I would like to emphasize more, and more could be more zeros, but every bit counts in supporting these amazing programs and activities. And we know that philanthropy stands as a potent force for social progress. It possesses the unique ability to set in motion a chain of reactions that touches countless lives and potentially leaves indelible marks for generations to come. Philanthropy, in essence, is one of the foundational pillars of our harmonious and prosperous society. And charitable organizations like the Hurston Wright Foundation epitomize the very best of our shared values. They provide a platform for individuals to come together in the pursuit of the common good, where collective beliefs and shared aspirations are transformed into tangible, impactful actions. They are the embodiment of our loftiest ideals, our most audacious dreams, and the noblest of our causes. If you have ever benefited from Hurston Wright Foundation's enriching microclasses, received guidance during one of our inspiring writing retreats, been honored with an award or scholarship from our organization, found a supportive and nurturing community through our programs, or discovered a new writer, I'd like to invite you to consider making a donation, $25 or more, emphasis on more, to the Hurston Wright Foundation today. But if you choose to become a recurring donor, you are not merely ensuring the survival of the Hurston Wright Foundation. You are empowering its thriving. Your steadfast support is key to our continued service and homing of Black writers and the broader literary community, helping us to make a profound and enduring impact. Together, we can unlock the transformational potential of philanthropy and create a brighter future for all. So on behalf of the Hurston Wright Foundation's Board of Directors, I thank you for your donation that you are doing with your QR code right now, and for joining us for the 22nd Annual Legacy Awards. Thank you.
Great video, amazing video. A lot of highlights there, a lot of things to appreciate and enjoy. So shouts out to all the good work, all the achievements, everything the Hurston Wright Foundation. Put your hands together for all of that. It's not even your script. You're good at this. Thank you. I believe in shout out. That's what I learned about hosting. You just tell people to shout out every 5 minutes. Shouts out to such and such. Get some hand claps, and we're all winning out here. It's true.
Okay, so next we will recognize Hurston Wright Foundation's Lifetime Achievement Award recipients. Legacy Awards for Merit are awarded in 3 categories, including Exceptional Innovation, Supporting and Sustaining Black Literature, Exceptional Work that Advances Social Justice, and Lifetime Literary Achievement. The Hurston Wright Foundation's Board of Directors selects Legacy Award Merit awardees every year. The names of the Merit Awards are the North Star Award, the Ella Baker Award, and the Madam C.J. Walker Award. Previous Merit awardees have included Nikki Giovanni, Tatonke Shane, Alice Walker, Elizabeth Alexander, Rita Dove, and Gloria Day. Our first Merit Award to be presented will be the Madam C.J. Walker Award presented by last year's Merit awardee, Ron Kavanaugh.
Hey everyone. Just want to thank you all so much for coming out. It's about my second time in DC this year, so really honored to be here. I'm here to honor a friend. It's rare when you win the award and then the next year your good friend wins the award. So I have a little speech here. The Hurston Wright Madam C.J. Walker Award recognizes exceptional innovation in supporting and sustaining Black literature. Named for the iconic entrepreneur Madam C.J. Walker, the award recognizes a person or organization that is integral to the lifeblood of Black culture. Madam C.J. Walker famously claimed, "There is no royal flower-strewn path to success, and if there is, I haven't found it. For whatever success I have attained has been the result of much hard work and many sleepless nights." This year's recipient has undoubtedly illustrated that point with his life's work. The Madam C.J. Walker 2023 honoree is my dear friend, Trey Johnson, founder of, founder of the African American Literature Book Club. AALBC is the oldest continuously run online bookstore and a vibrant virtual community for book lovers. And with the release of Kelisha Buchanan's new book, Running the Fall, he recently started publishing good old-fashioned print books. The funny thing is, Troy and I attended the same high school, Brooklyn Tech, over 40 years ago. But we did not meet until about 20 years later. Troy was on like the fast track for the smart kids. I was not on that track, so that's why we never bumped heads. Prior to our meeting, we both started, prior to our meeting in 1998, we both started first websites dedicated to Black literature. I launched mosaicbooks.com in 1996. Thank you. Troy launched AALBC in 1997. We knew of each other's existence but worked separately. On mosaicbooks.com, I had started to build a list of Black-owned bookstores. That's the same list that during Black Lives Matter, Oprah and the New York Times and everybody was reprinting. But how Troy and I connected was Troy sent me an email one day. He had discovered my website, he had discovered this list, and he asked could he repost that information on his website. And my response was, of course, this information must be shared. I was fully into trying to give Black people the resources and access to different information. This was the beginning of our friendship. In 1999, we would finally meet in Brooklyn at Nkiru Books, which was a very popular bookstore at the time. I walked into the store. Troy was talking to the store manager, trying to convince him of this new important thing called the World Wide Web. And I was trying to convince the manager to carry my literary magazine, Mosaic. The manager, who we both know, I saw the manager like last week. The manager, trying to get rid of both of us, made a quick introduction, and that was the first time Troy and I had ever met in person. Remember, there's little context for what we were doing, so we were kindred souls. The coincidence of creating like websites was spiritually intentional. We continued down two independent roads, but we worked together when possible, cultivating our love of books into a passion project that, in the case of AALBC, continues to impact Black writers and readers. AALBC is the oldest, largest, and most frequently visited website dedicated to books by and about Black people. That clap gives me a chance to catch my breath. AALBC, under the founder's leadership, pursues a multifaceted mission. At the core of his mission, he is committed to promoting literature and literary nonfiction from various corners of the world. His dedication to satisfying readers and book buyers needs positions them as a comprehensive resource for enthusiastic book lovers. So now, this is where I get into the weeds of how intelligent this brother is. Troy Johnson is a distinguished public speaker, armed with a background in electrical engineering from Syracuse University, a master's degree in information system engineering from Polytechnical University, a master's of business administration from New York. All he does is go to school. From New York University, an MBA from New York University. He offers unique presentations and perspectives whenever he's making public speech. Troy has further honed his expertise by completing the Stanford University Publishing on the Web course. His speaking engagements span broadly, so I can go on and on and on all night. On top of that, the brother was a gymnast, and he just started a new family. So he's busy. So it's my pleasure to welcome to the 2023 recipient of the Hurston Wright Foundation, Madam C.J. Walker Merit Award, to the stage, Mr. Troy Johnson.
Oh boy, I had a few things I was going to say, but Ron said it all, and it is a unique honor and privilege for me to accept this award. The reality is, it is a struggle. It is an ongoing battle. I've been called a warrior more than once tonight, and that's such an apropos term because I can't do this alone. I succeed and I continue with the support, the engagement, the love, that you provide. Because it is a battle I'm fighting online, monopolies on the web. And I can call myself the oldest Black-owned bookstore on the web. It's only because Ron has stopped doing it a few years earlier. But no, we are friends. I achieve and continue as a direct consequence of friendship. Khadija Ali is a new kindred spirit. She understands what I do. She appreciates the difficulty of what I do. She appreciates the sacrifice, because no one does what we do for, for money. I mean, my business is a business, and my goal is to be profitable, but I don't do it just for the money. No one does this for the money. We do it for love of our people. We do it to uplift Black people. Like Issa Rae, I didn't know she said that, but if it's a Black person, that's who I'm supporting, because we are marginalized in more ways than most of you can really appreciate. And being actively involved on the web and understanding how the algorithms actually actively work against what we do. We can't survive, particularly on the web, without your support, and we desperately need it. Now, when I say we, I mean AAOB's, the African American Literature Book Club, I mean Hurston Wright Foundation. We need your help. So if $25 with the emphasis on more, visit the African American Literature Book Club and buy a book. Yeah, you might have to wait a little bit longer than you would if you bought it from Amazon, but Amazon's not going to do the work that we do. Any benefit that we get from Amazon is incidental. They're not in it for other people, like we are. Khadija, Ron, all of the people who want to be honored today do it for love of you. And, that's the only thing that really motivates me. And, it is my life's work, and it is what motivates me to get up every day. We're not spring chickens anymore, but, we have the energy of people who are much younger than us. And that energy, it comes from you. You fuel us. This award is important because I always say, when the people who you attempt to support acknowledge your efforts, there's nothing really better than that. This is terrific, and thank you so much. And thank you for all of you who are out there who support Hurston Wright, who've come out and support the people who are doing the work, because they do it for no one else but you. So thank you very much.
And a special shout out for all the Black booksellers out there. We live in DC, a lot of us live in DC, so we have a plethora of options, but everybody doesn't have that. So it's important for those people who don't have those resources available to them, or they can just get up and go walk to a bookstore, to be able to get on the internet and order a book from a Black bookseller, to get those books you may go get in the big retail stores. I know when I go into the stores, I often find books I would never find other places. So shouts out to all the Black booksellers out there. Keeping us all informed, educated, and providing those books that we need. So our next presenter is Ms. Marita Golden, who will be introducing the recipient of the Hurston Wright Foundation's 2023 Ella Baker Award. Marita Golden is an award-winning author of over 20 works of fiction and nonfiction, a master teacher of writing, and a literary and creative writing consultant. As a literary activist, she co-founded the Zora Neale Hurston Richard Wright Foundation in 1990 with Vi McKelvey. Let's welcome Marita Golden to the stage.
I can't see y'all. I'm very honored to be here tonight to present this award, but I do have to speak personally for a minute. Sitting in the box over there, my heart literally burst with pride as I listened to a recitation of just this year's programming. It's enormously satisfying when you were called to bring into the world an idea. And Clyde McIlvaine, the co-founder of the Hurston Wright Foundation, told me when we started this, Marita, you're not just talking about an idea or just an organization. We're about to build an institution. And Clyde really had the long-term vision. I had the idea. And there are a couple of days each year that are my favorite days. My wedding anniversary, my birthday, my husband's birthday, and the Legacy Awards. I start telling everybody I know about 2 months in advance that the Oscars of Black literature are coming up. And when you're doing the kind of work that Clyde and I did for 23 years before we smartly, wisely invited the new generation of leadership to take over, it's very important to have people around you who get you and get the work you're doing. And it's not an accident that this organization, this institution, was founded the year that I met my husband, Joe Murray, who is the wind beneath my wings, and who is the senior advisor in much of the good that I do in the world. And so it's just enormously satisfying to see that the new leadership team, the board of directors, Khadija, the volunteers, continue to keep this organization alive by making it visionary, relevant, as it continues to meet the needs and fulfill the dreams of the global community of Black writers. The Ella Baker Award, named for the heroic civil rights activist Ella Baker, recognizes writers and arts activists for exceptional work that advances social justice. Ella Baker famously said, "Give light and people will find the way." And oh, how that light becomes even more imperative now as we navigate this world that is in constant turmoil. Today's Ella Baker Award recipient has shown her light in ways that has made our history accessible and our minds broadened by her investigative approach to unearthing many of the historical truths that weren't always taught to us while we were in grade school. Carol Anderson is the Charles Howard Candler Professor of American Studies at Emory University and the author of White Rage, The Unspoken Truth of Our Racial Divide, a New York Times bestseller, Washington Post Notable Book of 2016, and a National Book Critics Circle Award winner. She's also the author of Eyes Off the Prize, the United Nations and the African American Struggle for Human Rights, 1944 to 1945. Bourgeois Radicals, the NAACP, and the Struggle for Colonial Liberation, 1941 to 1960. And One Person, No Vote, How Voter Suppression is Destroying Our Democracy, which was longlisted for the National Book Award and a finalist for the PEN Galbraith Award in Nonfiction. As an educator and historian, Professor Anderson has been lauded both by colleagues and students alike for her exciting, nuanced, and accessible approach to research and academia. I'm honored to present the 2023 Ella Baker Award to Dr. Carol Anderson.
So you got yours from Wu-Tang Clan? I got mine from Sly Stone. When he said my only weapon is my pen and the frame of mind that I'm in. That's why I write. I do this work for our community so we can get free. Thank you so much for today.
please give another hand for our pointed out that this is like the Oscars of the Black Literary Awards, so we Oscar hosts. Like we Oscar hosts, actually, Oscar, Black Oscar. We got a workshop that too. We got a workshop that too. That should have stayed. Writers, we workshop things. That's what we do. That should have stayed in drafts. But writers revise, right? And there you go. Revise and edit. So we'll get back to y'all. Basically, is the main bullet point. So up next, presenting the Hurston Wright Foundation's 2023 North Star Award. Please put your hands together for Sydney Clifton, daughter of the iconic late poet Lucille Clifton.
Well, I can see. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to see my stuff here. Thank you. The North Star Award recipient is deserving of this award alone for his extraordinary literary resume that spans the decades and continues even as we speak in this 85th year of his life. But I am most appreciative to him because he is the person who introduced my parents, Lucille and Fred Clifton, to each other. So I literally would not be here without Ishmael. He knew something. The Hurston Wright Foundation's North Star Award, the foundation's highest honor, pays homage to individuals whose writing careers represent brilliant accomplishment and whose service to their writing community inspires others. Like the beacon that guided enslaved Africans to freedom, the North Star Award recipient is a symbol of hope and possibility, and I would add for Ishmael, audacity and courage. Ishmael Reed is a prolific and multi-talented author known for his work in novels, plays, poetry, and nonfiction. Ishmael Reed's accolades are a testament to his literary prowess. He is a MacArthur Fellow, and his nominations for a National Book Award and Pulitzer Prize underscore his impact on the global literary landscape. He is also a celebrated songwriter, with his compositions recorded by renowned artists. With over 30 published books to his name, his impact on the literary world is undeniable. In November 2022, Scribner's honored his acclaimed novel Mumbo Jumbo with a new edition commemorating its 50th year in print. Reed even contributed a new introduction to that milestone release. His poetry collection, Why the Black Hole Sings the Blues, Poems 2007 to 2020, published in November 2020, features the noteworthy poem Just Rollin' Along, which was selected for the Best American Poetry in 2019. 85-year-old and a badass. Reed's versatility extends beyond literature. He has ventured into the world of audiobooks, narrating his memoir, Malcolm and Me, released by Audible in 2020, and presenting his short story, The Fool Who Thought Too Much, in that same year. In November 2022, Audible released his novella, The Man Who Was Not Himself. As a playwright, Reed's works have graced both virtual and physical stages. His most recent play, The Conductor, produced this year in New York, is currently touring and receiving rave reviews. Reed's contributions to literature extend beyond his own work. He has edited multiple anthologies and founded 2 nonprofit organizations, the Before Columbus Foundation and Penn Oakland, both dedicated to supporting writers. In his musical endeavors, Reed's piano skills have garnered recognition, and he was named San Francisco's first Jazz Poet Laureate from 2012, I love that, to 2016. He's been acknowledged internationally, receiving the Alberto Dubito International Award in Venice, Italy. Ishmael Reed's impact is not limited to his written works. He continues to inspire and innovate in various creative domains, leaving an indelible mark on the world of art and literature. Please join me in acknowledging Ishmael Reed as the Hurston Wright Foundation's 2023 North Star Lifetime Achievement Award.
Greetings from Oakland, California. Langston Hughes complained that black literature was no longer in vogue. It was never in vogue. Each generation of black, Latino, Native American, and Asian American writers has been rendered obscure because of an Anglo-establishment's idea of making room for only a handful of divas and divos. Tokenism is the bane of minority writers. How the New York Times covers black writers by Howard Ramsey II and Kenton Ramsey proves statistically that the Times Book Review, the country's most powerful literary opinion maker, has room for only one black writer at a time. In an exchange of emails with Pamela Paul, former editor of the Book Review, I complained about the absence of black literary critics in the review. They were still confined to a kind of literary Negro league when it came to the presence of black literary scholars. Nothing has changed since the time of Hughes and Hurston. While black Americans live the black experience, others make money from it. Not only whites. I complained to an Indian writer about her novel in which a savior rescued a black woman from crack addiction. The typical crack addict is white. Julia Peterkin was a white writer who received a Pulitzer Prize for writing about blacks. In her novel Black April, 1927, a womanizing preacher is tricked into marrying a girl he didn't know was his daughter. The novelist Diane Johnson said that black incest is a real draw for, quote, largely white audiences. Investors in the incest movie Precious said it would provide them with a gold mine of opportunity. In Peterkin's Pulitzer Prize-winning Scarlet Sister Mary, 1928, the black woman protagonist has 11 children by 7 different men. Although Hurston mentions in a letter written in 1935 that she had lunch with Peterkin and got on well with her, she minded white writers' success with black folk material. This is still the case. Peterkin made the money from her depiction of black life following the success of Joel Chandler Harris, who ripped off stories related to him by Africans. He even invented a black character named Aunt Minervy Ann. Zora Hurston, who prevented black folklore from becoming extinct, died in poverty. Yes, she had the usual Eurocentric education and studied anthropology, but she used the methods she learned to preserve black traditions. Anybody who believes that hip-hop is 50 years old should read Dust Tracks on the Road, where Hurston records storytellers who put their enemy's name in a song, which is how Michael Jackson got into trouble with a racist prosecutor. He put his name in a song. She was a preservationist, which black and other minority writers have become, regardless of what they write about. The fact that they tell stories is an act of preservation because there is an effort afoot to eliminate black culture by people who don't know white culture all that well. Without Muslim scholars, they wouldn't have their precious Renaissance. Euclid, the father of mathematics, was an African. He never left Africa. The headline of my novel, Mumble Jumble, is that there's something about black culture that causes mass hysteria, whether it be rock and roll or wokeness. Zora Hurston and Catherine Dunham went to Haiti and reported that African religions had survived the slave trade. Black culture will survive the current assault which results from the waning influence of Anglo culture on American civilization. There was a time when Martin Delaney's mother had to flee. Her crime, teaching the future novelist and newspaper publisher how to read and write. But then they told writers like Richard Wright that you can write, but we will be watching. In his book FBI's, William Maxwell said that they spied on black writers, wrote fake black poetry, and published fake black literary magazines. Baldwin and Wright might have been at odds, but the FBI had files on both of them. They spied on the Black Arts Movement from its fundraising period for the Black Arts Repertoire Theater, where my name comes up, until its demise. They spied on Gwendolyn Brooks and Sonia Sanchez. But Wright was considered so dangerous that he might have been murdered after not sounding patriotic enough to publisher William Phillips, whose CIA-funded Partisan Review published Everybody's Protest novel. And he was investigated by the former president's mentor, Roy Cohen. Hurston might have scored the century's interview with her interaction with Cujo, passenger on the last slave trip to dock in America. His testimony is worth any number of books and films about slavery. In Jonas Gourdine, Hurston explores the period following blacks' self-emancipation. She and Charles Chestnut argued that little had changed and it was business as usual. When Zilner, Hurston, and Wright were no longer published by New York publishers, they were done. When the technology became expensive, the independent black filmmakers and producers of 500 race films were done. But now you can film a movie on a smartphone and print on demand, and self-publishing guarantees that woke culture will outlast all the demagogues who want to eliminate it. Zilner, Hurston, and Richard Wright were silenced by their enemies, both blacks and whites, but their fearlessness is their great legacy. They followed the advice of another maverick, Chester Himes, who advised us to think the unthinkable and say the unsayable. I am honored to receive the North Star Award in their names. Thank you very much.
And accolades and just feel like you have done nothing with your life? Because that's where I'm sitting right now. And I like to think I'm pretty accomplished in things, and yet, some people are just really good at a whole lot of things at the same time, and wow. Congratulations to all the Hurston Wright Foundation's Lifetime Achievement honorees. One more time for the Lifetime Achievement honorees. Next though, we're going to have a bit of a serious moment. Please join us in celebrating literary legends who transitioned this past year, as we are graced in song by Tamara Wells. Put your hands together for Tamara Wells.
They
give another hand to Tamara Wellens for that beautiful song. Thank you. And, just all the icons who, have passed on, no longer with us. Wow. So at this time, we will present the Legacy Awards in the categories of poetry, debut fiction, speculative fiction, general fiction, and nonfiction. Our first presenter is writer and educator Kyle Darty. Kyle is an American writer and editor. He is the author of 6 poetry collections and is currently an associate professor of literature and the assistant director of creative writing at American University, as well as the books editor for Janelle Monáe's Wonderland Art Society. He will be presenting the Legacy Award in Poetry. Please put your hands together for Kyle Darty.
Thank you, David. There's a lot of brilliance in the room tonight, in spirit and in physical presence. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's here. Thank you for not taking Black writers for granted. Thank you for not taking Black arts organizations for granted, because I'm pretty sure we all know we would not want to live in a world absent of either, so thank you. Audre Lorde notably said that poetry is not a luxury. It is a vital necessity of our existence. It forms the quality of the light within which we predicate our hopes and dreams towards survival and change. First made into language, then into ideas, then into more tangible action. Poetry is the way we help give name to the nameless so that it can be thought. The collections by our Hurston Wright Foundation Legacy Award nominees, all in their own ways, exhibit how the craft of poetry is marked by the ability to make dreaming feel palpable on the page. Thank you to our judges for the 2023 Legacy Award in Poetry, Shonda Feldman, Brian Gilmore, and Asiya Wadu. The following are their selected nominees. Best Barbarian by Roger Reeves. To the Realization, clap. To the Realization of Perfect Helplessness by Robin Cost Lewis. Concentrate by Courtney Faye Taylor. Null Landing by Isaiah A. Hines. Plans for Sentences by Renee Gladman. And last, We Are Not Wearing Helmets by Cheryl Boyce Taylor. Congratulations to all these nominees. And the Legacy Award in Poetry winner is Courtney Faye Taylor. Of the work, the judges say, Concentrate is formally captivating and experimental, forging a poetics that palpitates with a commanding presence and makes Black womanhood visceral, unforgettable, and irreducible. These poems, responding to the 1991 murder of Latasha Harlins, possess the remarkable ability to mold reality, time, storytelling, and emotions into a cohesive body of work that ignites like a blazing fire. Tailored visionary artistry sears through the reader's consciousness, exposing the intricate web of historical, contemporary, racial, and gendered violence. But this book also insists on the possibility of transformation. Now come on, sis, I'm desperate for grace. Revelatory light. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to Hurston Wright and to the judges who spent intimate time with all of our collections over this month. It means a lot to have my work held in that way. I also want to send congratulations to the finalists, all of whom I deeply admire and whose work has been moving and meaningful to me for years as a poet. Concentrate is a memorial to Latasha Harlins and to all Black women and girls whose breath and being is a daily act against erasure. It's wonderful to get acknowledgement for work, but particularly from Black literary spaces and communities who understand that this is soul work and that it's an ongoing dedication to honoring and protecting our stories. Thank you.
Our next presenters for the Legacy Award for Historical Nonfiction are Natalie Hopkinson and Brianna Thomas. Brianna A. Thomas is a Washington, D.C.-based historian, journalist, and tour guide who specializes in African American research. She's the author of the local Black history book, Black Broadway in Washington, D.C., and has been published in Washingtonian Magazine, Smithsonian Magazine, the historic Afro-American newspaper, and the Washington Post throughout her journalism career. Brianna's educational neighborhood history tours have been featured on television networks such as ABC, NBC, and CBS.
And Dr. Natalie Hopkinson is a writer and associate professor of the Media, Democracy, and Society at the American University of Washington, D.C. She's the author of 3 books and a former staff writer, editor, and columnist of the Washington Post, The Root, and the Huffington Post. She specializes in Black and Indigenous culture, music, art, history, and knowledge systems. Dr. Hopkinson co-founded the Don't Mute DC political movement to preserve and protect go-go, Washington's indigenous funk sound, and co-led a coalition of scholars, activists, and artists that successfully advocated for DC Law 2351, Go-Go Official Music of the District of Columbia Act. Please welcome Brianna and Natalie to the stage.
Hello. I love Hurston Wright so much. I'm so happy to be here. We really have to celebrate all the wins that we can. And I just really want to say, in 2013, nobody's really checking for a book about go-go music, except for the Hurston Wright Foundation. So I really appreciate you getting this recognition. It's sort of the thing that says, just keep going, don't stop. And so that's why I ride for Hurston Wright, and I'm really happy to be here. So,
yes, let's do this. The judges for the Legacy Award for Historical Nonfiction were former Legacy Awards honorees Gerald Horn and Ron Stogel. The nominees are We Refuse to Forget, A True Story of Black Creeks, American Identity Empowered by Caleb Gill. Antagonistic Cooperation, Jazz, Collage, Fiction, and the Shaping of African American Culture by Robert O'Mealy. By Hands Now, Known by Margaret Burnham. Claude McKay, The Making of a Black Bolshevik by Winston James.
and the winner is Margaret Burnham. Former leader of the National Conference of Black Lawyers, former counsel to Angela Davis during a capital trial more than half century ago, former Boston judge. With stunning evocation, the author examines with care and precision the murders and lynchings of African Americans, often with the complicity of the state. And as well, she indicts federal authorities in particular for their misfeasance and nonfeasance in bringing miscreants to justice. Already the winner of the Los Angeles Times Book Prize, this brilliant book is a landmark in the study of African Americans. Congratulations, Margaret Burnham.
so much. I am so surprised. Thank you, Hurston Wright Foundation. I tell you the reason I'm surprised, because I've been on the book circuit for the last year, and I've been nominated for a number of books, and usually when you're nominated and then maybe you're going to get it, they call you a couple of times and they say, you must be here. And they don't tell you why, but they hint that it would be important for you to be there. And I didn't hear from the Hurston Wright Foundation. As a matter of fact, I called them yesterday and I said, this is still on. And they said, oh yeah, you can come. I am so grateful to be among these awardees, and so grateful for the work that Khadija has done to keep our spirit and our words alive, and for Marita Golden before her. This book that I threw in the world, you know, you throw a book out there, and then it takes on a life of its own, and you hope it will end up in a college bookstore or in some student's book bag, or you hope it will end up perhaps in a prison library. And all those things have happened to my book. But I want to say one other thing. You also hope that the stories that you tell will open up a window for other stories. And in my book, I opened the book with a story of a woman from a small town in Georgia, Donaldsonville, Georgia. Her name was Ollie Hunter, and she was 55 years old. And she went into a store in 1944, and she touched a can of oil, apparently the wrong way, as far as the store owner, a young white man, was concerned. He followed her out of the store, and he beat her to death with an axe handle. And I threw that story out there in the world, and I hoped that someone would say, I know who that man was, and I know who Ollie Hunter was. And those words have not yet come back to us, and so this work is not yet done. I am so grateful for the recognition that this work represents. Thank you so much.
Christine Platt, also known as the Afro-Minimalist, is a multi-talented author and advocate who has carved a unique path in the world of literature and social change with her captivating storytelling and passion for promoting minimalism. Christine currently serves as the executive director for Jacqueline Woods' Baldwin for the Arts. She will be presenting the Legacy Award in Memoir and Nonfiction. Please put your hands together for Christine Platt.
Hello again, everyone. When telling writers about her experience writing memoir, Maya Angelou said, "The writer has to take the most used, most familiar objects, nouns, pronouns, verbs, adverbs, ball them together and make them bounce, turn them a certain way, and make people get into a romantic mood, and another way into a bellicose mood." And this year's nominees for Memoir and Nonfiction did just that. The judges in this category were Lori Jean Carter and Sherry Booker, and the nominees are as follows. Black Boy Smile by Dee Watkins. Woo! Invisible Boy, a memoir of self-discovery by Harrison Mooney. Inciting Joy by Ross Gay. And This Boy We Made by Taylor Harris. And the winner is
Speculative fiction was added as a category this year to the Legacy Awards during the year when Afrofuturism and Black people in fantasy, sci-fi, and surrealism have gained visibility. The presenters for this Legacy Award are Kimon Freeman and Al Penelope. Kimon Freeman is an artist, activist, and co-founder of We Act Radio, Washington, D.C.'s independent progressive radio and TV studio since 2011. He established the Charnice Milton Community Bookstore in 2018, and is also an award-winning playwright with several productions to his credit. He won a 2017 Prindy Award for commentary and published articles in print with Washington Post and Ebony Magazine. He released his Afrofuturist novel, Nineth, this year. El Penelope is an award-winning author of fantasy and paranormal romance. Her debut novel, Song of Blood and Stone, was chosen as one of Time Magazine's 100 best fantasy books of all time. The novel also won the inaugural award for best self-published fiction from the Black Caucus of the American Library Association. 2022 novel, The Monsters We Defy, won the 2023 Audio Award for best fantasy audiobook. Let's welcome them to the stage.
Let's get a round of applause for all the banned books. And I would challenge you, all those who stand in support, in defiance of the ongoing genocide in Congo and in Palestine, stand up. Black writers stand in that silence. Martin Luther King says silence is betrayal. Black writers stand in that silence, which is why a disproportionate amount of the banned books of Black authors are all of which we love. Thank you. This year's judge for this inaugural Speculative Fiction Legacy Book Award was Hurston Wright Foundation's 2023 Writer in Residence, B. Sharice Moore.
And the finalists are Goliath by Toshiya Noguchi, Our Lady of Mysterious Ailments by T.L. Boucher, and The Last Dreamwalker by Rita Woods. The winner is...
You should have a funky drum or something, you know, it's supposed to be with a drum roll. Thank you, brother. What's that?
The winner of the 2023 Speculative Fiction Award is T.L. Boucher.
Okay, so Rion, Emma Claus Scott, who I actually haven't seen in a bit. You know, I haven't seen him since 2019. We had a lot of fun the last time we saw each other. So shout out to the awards for bringing us together. You know, the pandemic and, you know, lockdown kept us apart, but it was good to see him today. He's the author of the story collection World Doesn't Require You, a finalist for the PEN Gene Stein Book Award, and winner of 2020 Townsend Prize for Literature. His debut story collection, Insurrections, was awarded the 2017 PEN Bingham Prize for debut fiction and the 2017 Hillsdale Award for the Fellowship of Southern Writers.
He presents the next Legacy Award for debut fiction. Please put your hands together for Rion Emma Scott.
What's up, Black folks? Kind of disappointed we didn't open with Lift Every Voice and Sing. Or at least Fight the Powers. Panama said that we should give shout outs. So I want to give shout out to our folks struggling in Palestine under this bombardment. Please keep talking about this, keep posting about this, buy a book about this through AALBC. You know, we just gotta, you know, keep our attention there. Okay, so this year's judges were the former Legacy honorees Amina Gauthier, Ron Austin, and Preston Allen. Good people. They read close to 50 books in this category from January to June to select this year's winner. The award is particularly special as it recognizes the work of an author who is at the very start of their professional life as a published fiction author. The nominees are A Down-Home Meal for These Difficult Times, story by Memoir Nonfiction. Finding La Negrita by Natasha Gordon-Chabert. Night Crawling by Layla Motley. And the winner is Memoir Nonfiction.
So we have come to the last award of the evening. And just shout out for everyone for sitting for 2 hours. I have sciatica, so anyone who has some nerve issues, some back issues, whatever, we're just in a struggle. Shout out to y'all. So admissions, time to get up and stretch. So anyway, last award of the evening, the Legacy Award for General Fiction. This year, the Hurston Wright Foundation received almost 250 book submissions for the Legacy Awards, with more than a quarter in this category. Zora Neale Hurston's niece, Lucy Ann Hurston, presents the award in this category.
Good evening. Good evening. Isn't it scary when presenters come off script? So I'm going to take a moment and come off script. And I need to step to the front of the stage and thank the gentleman I'm a mommy, I'm a grandma. You go home and thank your mama. You did a good job. You stepped right up when you were needed and served the people. It's the little things. I would like to thank Morgan Christie, Lauren Francis Sharma, and Kim McLaren for serving as judges this year for the Legacy Award for General Fiction. My Aunt Zora was many things, and among her most vaunted titles was novelist. The finalists in this category are and will be many things in their lifetime, but right now they are award honorees. So let's see who they are. The finalists for the Legacy Award in General Fiction are Mother Country by Jacinda Townsend from Greenwood Press. People Person by Candace Carter Williams by Simon Schuster. The Islands by Dion Irving from Catapult. Take My Hand by Joan Perkins Valdez from Berkeley. And did nobody give a shit what happened to Carlotta by James Hanneman by Bill Brown. And the winner is did nobody give a shit what happened to Carlotta? And make sure you get a copy of one more time. Did nobody give a shit what happened to Carlotta?
I mean, I want to join in the fun too. Didn't nobody give a shit what happened to Carlotta? You want to say it? Listen, didn't nobody give a shit what happened to Carlotta? That's self-care. Read that title. Right, self-care. So anyway, let's give it up for all tonight's finalists and awardees, please. More than 240 book submissions narrowed down to the 3 to 5 finalists per category led us to acknowledging our best and brightest in our literary galaxy. Thank you to all the legacy judges, our presenters, and all the staff and contractors who helped bring the night to you. We'd like to acknowledge the following people: graphics and technical coordinator, Alan W. King, music producer, music producer, Ben Dawson, also known as Ben Beta. Program printed by Black Classic Press. Event management by Perfect 10 by Kristen Harfield. Perfect 10 planning in the building. All right, shout out to y'all. Catering by Busboys and Poets. 360 booth by Perfect Spin 360.